Hi guys, today we'll be looking at a digital to analog converter called XiangSheng DAC digital to analog converter 05A-II DAC05A-II. I got it for $210 from AliExpress. The starting price was $350, but I was able to lower the price using the sale price for the digital to analog converter and by using some coupons. So the final price, which included shipping, was $210. Before we begin, store links and test system setup description are in the description of the video underneath there. This is PCM1794A based digital to analog converter. In its time, it was a very well-known Burr-Brown IC integrated digital to analog converter. I bought the best version with 4 ICs in a dual channel setup, meaning 2 ICs per channel working in mono mode. I got it because of your recommendation. You guys were asking me to test this one, and you were recommending me this digital to analog converter for its sound quality. It wasn't very expensive, and I was able to reduce the price with the coupons, so here it is. By the way, this is according to the manufacturer description, this is newest 2024 version, although the inscription on the back of the device says 2017, but I guess the changes were for the PCB only. So, specifications according to manufacturer and according to what we can see inside. By the way, we will take a look inside in a couple of minutes. It's using 4 PCM1794A chips in mono mode, 2 per channel. Frequency response is given as between 20 Hz and 55 kHz. Signal to noise ratio is given as 110 decibels. Total harmonic distortion is 0.001%, which is a suspicious number, I would say. And it's able to accept all digital signals up to 24 bits of resolution and 192 kHz of sampling frequency. Dynamic range is given as 120 decibels for XLR outputs and 110 decibels for RCAs, which is quite nice. The numbers look good. It's supposed to be using XMOS XU208 receiver, and it's using Qualcomm QCC5125 for Bluetooth reception. So let's take a look at the build, starting with the outside of the digital to analog converter. As you can see, I got the all black version, but you can also have the one that has silver front plate, silver power switch and silver input selector knob. So what do we have on the front? Power switch, input selector, yellow LEDs stating the selected input, a red LED for power, and green LED when the device is receiving digital data. And some information stating that this is a stereo digital to analog converter, high performance multi-bit DAC, asynchronous USB transfer. So when we will be choosing the input, as you can see, it's switching the LED. Let's get it back like that. It's kind of hard to do with my right hand, so you'll be able to see the changes. Yeah, like that. So let's leave it at USB and let's power it off and disconnect the power before we'll take a look at the back. As you can see at the top, we have 2 sets of venting holes. Nothing interesting to see on the sides of the device. And in the back we have Bluetooth antenna, we have USB input, we have optical input, we have coaxial input, we have BNC input, and one interesting, rarely seen thing, digital output. This is SPDIF coaxial output that works with USB. If you'll give this device a USB input signal, it will be converted by XMOS 208, not only for the internal use in the digital to analog converter, but it will also be available here with this RCA digital out. We can see one set of XLR outputs, balanced outputs, and we can see two sets of RCA outputs. One is described as normal and the second one is described as tube. Why? Because this device inside has a tube buffer, so you can use one set of RCA outputs for the signal coming directly from digital to analog converters, or you can choose the outputs that will be using tube as a buffer. And some of you were asking me in the comments under the first look video about the balanced outputs. Balanced outputs are not going through the tube buffer. As you can see, there is no voltage selection switch, but you can order this unit in two voltage versions. The first one is meant for Europe, the second one for United States and other countries using this voltage range. We also have here power socket connector with integrated fuse compartment and information that it's been made in XiangSheng Labs and 2017. Viscov electric shock, do not open. So, well, let's open it. Ah yeah, I forgot. This is pressed steel. It's quite solid, it's not as thick as I'm used to from my amplifier and preamplifier reviews, but it's quite sturdy. Okay, let's have it closer and let's change the angle here. Okay, so what can we see here? I already covered that in my first look video, but you'll see here two toroidal transformers. One is used for powering the digital section and the second one is used for powering the tube section. We have PCB for the input selector, power switch, and our main digital to analog converter board. Maybe I try to rotate it like that, so maybe some of the things will be visible better. Okay, so the first thing that you'll see here, let's have it like that. Are Brown 17 PCM1794A chips, 2 per channel. 2 are here, the second pair is over here, and we have XMOS serial USB receiver here. This is a small PCB board for the Bluetooth using Qualcomm 5125 chipset. And here we have a set of 4 ALME 49720NA operational amplifiers, and we have 3 2604AU operational amplifiers. All of them are placed in a socket, so you can replace them with something better or something of your choosing, because these are actually quite good. I've replaced them with OPA 828 for my tests, but I will tell you about that more later on. The good news is that you can replace all of them and tune the sound to your liking. The tube that you're getting with the stock setup is Russian 6N3P, which is basically the same as 5670. So you can replace that one with something better if you'll be using the RCA outputs going through the tube buffer. The spring here is used only for holding the tube in place, so it will not move and fall down from the socket. Now, another thing worth mentioning is set of wires connecting inputs and outputs. These are rather thin and they do not inspire any confidence, so these are on my list of the things to replace with something better, something with larger diameter, maybe. Probably, yeah, because I have some small spool of silver-plated Teflon-coated wire lying in one of my drawers. So I replace these four guys here. I'm not sure about the inputs because I'm basically using only USB inputs, so these do not bother me as much. The antenna cable is actually the best part of the wiring here. It has wheel shielding, the shielding is connected to the PCB, and the signal is connected to the PCB in this point. What else? The electrolytic capacitors. These guys are Sanyo capacitors. These small guys are ELNA capacitors. All of them, all the small guys are ELNA capacitors. And these ones I've described as Nichicons. But as you have seen in my first look video, and as I will show you now, these do not look very good. They look like they may be fakes. This one also has some kind of a rust or something like that on the top of the capacitor. So I'm willing to replace these ones with something better. And the same goes for the four guys that you can see here. Sorry, the three ones with the gold bars are, I don't know how to spell that, XiangSheng or something like that, Chinese capacitors. And the last one is, I don't know, it's a Chamicon or Taoicon. Yeah, Taoicon. Yeah. And this one, as you may probably see right now, is not exactly flat at the top. So this is something that I've noticed, and I was talking about that in my first look video, that this capacitor looks like it's starting to bulge. So this one should be replaced. And since I'm going to remove the PCB to replace that one, I will also replace these three guys and these three guys, yeah, with same values, but something coming from trusted source. Should be something like like half an hour job to do all of them at the same time. And it's also quite cheap, but nevertheless, I would rather prefer this digital to analog converter coming from the manufacturer with better quality capacitors here. So you won't have to replace them right from the start. And the thing is that sometimes you may want to replace capacitors in order to tune the sound of the device to your liking, to replace them with something better. But in this case, I would say that replacing them is a matter of safety. The thing is that if you've seen my first look video, it was already bulging slightly, but I'm not sure if there's been any progress. I mean, to my eyes, it looks the same, but still, it's not flat. It should be flat. It needs to be replaced. So, having said that, all in all, I've gotta admit that I think I like the build. It looks clean, it's neat. The rest of the components, especially operational amplifiers, are good quality. XMOS chipset here is well known for its sound quality. So all in all, it's a good build, but these caps needs to be replaced. Oh, by the way, we have two MKP caps, Evox caps for the tube. There's no need to replace them, although if you're going to use the tube buffered output, you may replace the tube and both of them to something that you like. Yes, that's all about the build. So let's zoom in and do a final pass on the board so you'll be able to see all the details that may be interesting to you. And now let's zoom out and let's talk about the most important thing in this digital to analog converter, which is sound quality. Remember, this is something that you guys have recommended to me, and remember the price tag. As I said, I've paid for it $210. Stay. Okay, so the bass. The bass is focused more on the mid bass than the lowest end of the spectrum. It's not very fast and it's not very precise. It has a kind of organic sound, but it doesn't have much texture. It's there as a foundation, but you will really enjoy following bass guitar lines, as it may happen with other digital to analog converters. But it does sound analog. Mid-range. Vocals have a nice organic timbre, and all vibrating words in And So It Goes by Jennifer Warnes are there. There is no sibilance whatsoever, and there is no listening fatigue. The mid-range is very easygoing and very relaxed. I think that the mid-range is a strong point of this digital to analog converter for vocals quality. I really liked the vocals on that one. Moving on to treble. Treble has a nice extension, but it lacks some air and clarity. Feeling of space and light. I mean, it's like it has some slight haze, some lack of focus that makes the treble soft. It's not bad, but I would really love to have some more airiness at the top. As you know, I'm an electrostat guy, so I like clarity and transparency. And I would like to have some more of it here with this digital to analog converter. Now, moving on to the next section of my notes, the detail with Vival. This digital to analog converter has surprisingly good amount of detail. That's something I wasn't expecting. Remember that PCM1794A is quite old chipset. I think soon you'll be able to call it vintage. So, surprisingly good amount of detail. Chorals on Baba Yetu are on the verge of being separate voices. They are not, but they are very, very close, and that's something I wasn't expecting. Also, string instruments are good. It's not one sound, but you can hear the vibrations. You can hear the harmonics in the string instruments. So, all in all, quite nice detail here. Although, you'll have to look for it. It's not very obvious. You have to listen, you have to focus, and then you'll be able to hear the things that you're looking for. Moving on to scene and imaging. The scene is wide and sound gets easily disconnected from the speakers. That's very good. But there is less depth and height information. The sound is almost flat. The positioning of the instruments to the right and to the left is very good. The center image is very good, but there is very little information about the depth, so there's little layering in the sound. Okay, both ZD3 and semi-breve digital to analog converters are better in this area, and do not even get me started on any Gustav DAC. Center image is good, although it's a little fuzzy. You won't be able to precisely spot and point the edges of the sound sources, but it's okay. And the last section of my review, loose thoughts and a summary. Well, it definitely sounds analog. I have to admit that. It's soft and it's easygoing. It will never give you any kind of listening fatigue, but at the same time it will not make your hair on your neck race and your blood flow faster. I would say that this fits better to acoustic musics and small ensembles. As with some complicated, faster pieces of my music, it was harder to follow everything that was happening in the track. So all in all, it's not bad, but it's definitely not for everyone. I would say it sounds closer to R2R digital to analog converters than the Delta Sigma digital to analog converters. So it's more easy, it's easier, it's softer, I would say. So all qualities of, let's say, analog sound. The tube output is a nice touch to play with, but you may as well use a tube preamplifier, because remember that this is pure digital to analog converter. It has no volume control whatsoever. You will need to use some kind of preamplifier before this and your power amplifier, or you'll have to pair it with integrated amplifier that will have volume control. Using software volume control from your source will not be as good as using preamplifier or integrated amplifier. As I was saying earlier, I've changed operational amplifiers to OPA 828 op-amps, and with them this digital to analog converter gets more clarity, but it still retains its overall sound signature. So softer, more relaxed than Delta Sigma converters, than modern Delta Sigma converters. Although it's not exactly my cup of tea, I can easily imagine that its sound signature will be interesting to some of you guys, to those ones that will prefer softer and more relaxed sound. Remember, $210, so that's a very good price. So again, test system setup details in the description of the video, and the store links also in the description of the video. Do read some AliExpress comments in the AliExpress store offer. There are many short but quite a lot of information from other guys that have bought this digital to analog converter, so it's a very interesting read to go there and browse through the comments. So if this review helped you in any way to decide on buying or passing on this digital to analog converter, you're more than welcome to support my channel by buying me a beer using super thanks under the video here. The beer money actually goes towards beer because I'm a beer guy. And thank you for watching this small video. If you'd like that, stay tuned for more reviews of cheap AliExpress audio gear. Thank you guys, and have a nice rest of the day. Bye, and see you soon.